Hi, everyone. How are you? Make sure the mic is working. Hello, Betty Lou. Goodbye. Want to make sure the mic is working. So if you could give me a thumbs up when you come into the channel, really appreciate that, everybody. I was just live a few minutes ago, but I can go live again, talking about a couple things. Oh, look at that burn! Look at that burn rate. 235,000%. Ooh, that's nice. That's beautiful. Just a few minutes ago, guys. And it's not out yet, but it looks like it's pretty big. Now, when we get a massive burn, what happens? We usually get a sell off. Yes, because people don't pay attention to the burns, and burns are, and that's your cash cow for the exchanges. That's the cash cow. That's what lays the golden eggs for everybody. But I got to go on and make sure I can hear myself. Hello. Oh, excellent. I got volume. Excellent, excellent, excellent. For all those people coming in, this is awesome. Okay, so earlier we covered the SHIB 50/50 raffle. Every day we do basic invite to everybody from all over the world because this is for you, all the Philippines, our Filipino family. Major events that occur in Russia, Ukraine, all that political. We keep in the back benches. Um, we appreciate everybody that's going through hard times in those countries under seizure. It's not good, and we don't. It's not that we turn a blind eye to it. It's just that we don't talk about it because it's not part of the SHIB family. We're all about being upbeat, strong, and free together. And if you can't be free, you might as well be wealthy so that you can become free, because money does buy you a little leniency in a lot of places. So that's why we cover it. Why do we call SHIB the golden goose? Because that's exactly what SHIB is the golden goose. But just because you own the golden goose doesn't mean that you get the golden eggs, as Vladimir Buterin and Ethereum found out. They made a massive amount of money. They reduced 410 trillion SHIB and caused a massive inflow into the whole concept of reducing SHIB circulating supply. And he got it given to him from Ryoshi. He was such a nice guy. He gave him 50% of SHIB. He took the SHIB. This is how the miracles happen, right? Miracles happen. He surrendered or sacrificed all his SHIB into not minting anymore. So he took all the keys and he turfed them, threw them in the garbage, not able to retrieve them. So no one can mint anymore. And then he calls it quits, just like that. So that's miracle number 2. First one was took the keys, threw them in the garbage. That's miracle 1. He sacrifices himself and gets off center stage from SHIB. Well, realistically, what is he going to do in SHIB? There's no governing body anymore. He can't mint anymore. It's finished. He gave half the supply to Vladimir Buterin. Vladimir Buterin, number 3 miracle, decides what he's going to do with his is donate it. He donates to the India Relief Fund for the COVID-19 India Relief Fund for the second wave. 50 trillion, I think it was 50 trillion. 410 trillion went to the dead end wallet that he created, and then he creates 2 more later on. So more people can take part in it. And I think he was on the side of Kasuma. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get nailed for that one because Shiboshi Kasuma came out and made a statement, and I don't know, maybe he because he's going to do burn portal wallets next year with 2022 SHIB was born 2020, right? Okay, so just so we're clear, 2022. He comes out and makes a statement saying that SHIB um, burn portal is going to be created. Now, everyone using the burn portal gets kickbacks. It's like dividends, paying dividends back to the SHIB community. What did what did they do? No, 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 no. We can't do that. There were so many people using it. I think that threw them in fear. I honestly do. I think it threw them in fear. They didn't know. They didn't want to know if they're going to get hurt in this deal or not, and it was catching on so fast they couldn't keep up with it, and then they would have to reimburse everybody and give them a portion of what was being burned as a form of token saying thank you. But it didn't pan out. They came out and said they're scrapping that idea. They're coming out with a new coin later on, and they're going to give everybody the kickback that they deserve with Treat. Well, Treat came out just a few months ago. It did nothing for anyone burning SHIB on their burn portal. It did nothing. So whatever they said, what they were going to do, they didn't do. Another major slate against them, because when you say that this is what you're going to do, you better do it. Otherwise, in cryptocurrency, you are going to get punished because you didn't do it. Guess what happens? It's a pump and dump, right? People understand. Hey, Shibarium came out. Shibarium was supposed to do all these burns. Shibarium didn't. Shibarium did do the burns later on, but only after the fact that people were starting to catch on to just to how long it would take to reduce your circulating supply with it when they came out with it, because they're like, hey, wait a second, it's gonna do almost $1 million in transactions before we see anything. It's 5 or 6 million transactions before we see even $500 going towards the SHIB burn port. No word of a lie. That's what we're seeing. It hit 7 million transactions. They lowered the bar to burn SHIB, is basically what they did. I think what they did is they realized their mistake, because people were not using Shibarium the way that it was intended. They burned in total 56 billion over the course of 3 transactions. Yeah, 56 again. You can go on the website, the SHIB Worldwide 5050raffle.com. Go to SHIB 5050raffle.com, not SHIB Worldwide. SHIB 5050raffle.com, and you go to the website and you can check it out. It's in there under accumulation. Well, there's a whole bunch under accumulation. And yes, if you missed it the first time, we are hopefully, with the new website coming up, that we are going to be able to substantiate everybody and get them all ready for the massive buy-in, so that we can do these massive burns in SHIB circulating supply. And again, that will drive up demand, increase volume on each of the exchanges, on all the exchanges in SHIB. And by doing that, it would increase the volume, the value, and the price. Period. Will it happen right away? Oh, if we listen to what happened in the past, not a chance. It did happen faster. Like when Vladimir Putin burned 410, I think it was way too many SHIB that was burned. They just couldn't fathom it. I don't think they believed it personally. It sold off 30% the next day. Like, ouch. But I think what happened was, I don't think they believed it. And then what happened in August, after 1 year birth of SHIB, they started catching on to, yeah, it's actually reduced its circulating supply. And we're in a bull run. So what happens is 72,000% increase, 9 zeros all the way to 4 zeros, all the way to 4 zeros, 8889. Amazing stuff, guys. Amazing stuff, right? But what happened? You would think that Ethereum would have caught on to the 410 trillion that were reduced, and to keep that momentum going, would have reduced even more SHIB to keep that momentum driving forward. No one did. So they lost that golden goose to other exchanges, because other exchanges, hey, I want a part of that pie. I want a piece of that pie. That's a lot of money. You made a crap load of money. You made like hundreds of millions of dollars off of that deal. Hundreds of millions off of that deal. And they still didn't burn any because they're too busy celebrating to realize, hey, wait a second, you want to keep this golden goose start making even more eggs. You're gonna have to start reducing circulating supply. And it's basically 100 to 1. You reduce that much SHIB, you're going to get 100% more return on your money. So if you're holding the golden goose, it is in your best interest to reduce the circulating supply of SHIB to gain all that volume. Because everybody, there's less supply. That's that scarcity coming in. People get scared because of fear of missing out. And they're going to miss out because there's less supply. And people who are trading it daily don't realize what they are trading. That's the truth of it. They don't understand what they're trading. Like, even if you look at it today, I'm going to go look at it right now and tell you the truth. We are trading 71 trillion. SHIB being traded, changing hands. We're at 1652, 1555. And it's selling off. Now, why is it selling off? Didn't I just tell you that it has 235,000 burns? Yeah, but people don't pay attention. 234,000% increase. Now, it must have just came out because I'm not seeing where that amount is. How much was reduced? Yeah, 652 million. Holy snikes. 652 million. Okay. And we have a burn down here. I don't know where it's coming from, but yeah, 234,000%. So somebody, it's not posted yet. I can't wait for it to be posted, but that's going to be very, very interesting for the entire planet to realize that SHIB is on fire. It's finally catching on. We're going to look at the amount of wallet holders on Ethereum. Okay. Now, this isn't from the world. This is just on Ethereum. 1,507,463 and climbing. Just on Ethereum. So, and I'm pretty sure BlackRock probably has around 5 or 6 million wallet holders on theirs. And again, I'm not 100% sure, but they're also in the UK and in the US, but they're only in the two places. But because their fees are so low, they are extremely attractive for people, new investors to get into. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. So massive scale on everybody that understands what's going on with SHIB, and that's what we call it the golden goose. Because just because you have the golden goose doesn't mean you're making money holding it. It's got to start producing some eggs. The only way for SHIB to produce eggs, it's going to be in a bull run, or you start reducing massive supply of it. And because it doesn't have a halving, every exchange on the planet should be in a bidding war to try and obtain it. Because once you get the control of it, to reduce the circulating supply of it is actually beneficial for you, because then you're holding more of it to benefit even more of it. You see the snowball effect? You see that snowballing effect that everybody's missing? That's the exact snowball effect that we're talking about. Once you start the snowball effect, you understand the concept. Okay, this month I'm gonna reduce SHIB circulating supply 5 trillion. I'm gonna take 5 trillion off the marketplace. Okay, how long before I see any return on that money? So you don't do another burn until you see that burn take effect. And then once that burn takes effect and you make your money back, once you made your money back, you do another burn, 5 trillion. You see how it works? So it'd be a snowball. So this one's going to start off. Once it starts, it's going to take a couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. And then you're going to start seeing this absolute terror in SHIB. And then you're going to do it again. Now it's going to start another terror. And who's going to make the money? The one that's holding all the SHIB, or majority of the SHIB. They're going to reap the most rewards because it's going to be traded on their exchange even more. And then you're going to promote your exchange saying that we are now understanding why SHIB is a guaranteed investment. Because as long as we're burning it, everybody's making money in it. And our exchange is concentrated now on reducing the circulating supply of SHIB to increase your wealth. The backbone of it is they're making money regardless. Because every time someone buys it, every time someone sells it, there's two exchanges happening at the same time. They're making money off the sell, they're making money off the buy. Both ends of the stick. Okay? And keeping it on their platform is key to their success. So they're making money either way, and it's keeping up with the 5 billion transactions, 10 billion transactions that are happening on their exchange. That's how they're making their money. That's how they're making their money snowballing out of control. And them holding SHIB is actually increasing because they're the ones that are holding majority of it in the first place. Now that majority has grown because they haven't sold any of it. So they've taken it basically off the market, and they're using it as leverage to make sure that they're holding the golden goose for longer. And that's what they're going to do, right? So what's going to happen is right now, because SHIB is so low, every single exchange, there's over 500 of them, or 500 exchanges on the marketplace. And how many of them will own a significant amount of SHIB? A handful of them, roughly around 7. And like the first 4 hold the most, and then everything else falls off a cliff. Like even Gate.io only owns 4.5 trillion. And that's not all theirs. Okay. I think they only have 3 trillion of their own. They need at least 10 to 15 to even compete, to even be in the proximity of competing with the big fish. You want to take control of it, you need like 25 to 30 trillion, and then you're still behind India, because India has around 32 trillion, and they haven't caught on to it, because trust me, if they did, they would have started this whack job 2 years ago. They would have started reducing SHIB circulating supply on a massive scale for everybody to take part in. Now, that's what we're waiting for, is to see if we get a bidding war going. I'm shocked Ethereum hasn't put a reclaim to try and buy it back from Binance, buy it back from Robinhood and Crypto.com. Like, I'm shocked that they haven't put forth an effort to try and talk them out of their SHIB, but and offer them 2 times, 3 times their money. Right now, they'd be kind of dumb to do that, but you know how negotiations work. It's money right now. So if you're in trouble and you want to get out of trouble, now Binance is going to be looking at it going, hey, wait a second. We're reducing SHIB circulating supply every quarter by $1 billion. You're telling us to step it up. Well, because it's 100% write-off and you get a grant for hosting it, absolutely. Why wouldn't you? And now you're going to make money regardless of what it does. So you start reducing SHIB circulating supply, and then you start to reap those benefits, especially when you're controlling 80% of the market in the first place. And now you're like, well, maybe I should sell some of the other stuff and buy SHIB only, and then reduce SHIB circulating supply, because I'm going to make even more money. Exactly. So now everybody's competing with one another over SHIB to get everybody going and motivated. And then everybody gets happy really quick, right? Everybody starts to get excited and get pumped up, and they go, oh, we're going to pump up SHIB. It's not about pumping up SHIB at all. It's about what? Creating more and more volume, more and more value for your dollar. So as SHIB reduces its circulating supply, it's increasing what? The value of that supply, of the remaining of that supply. Because once you reduce it, it's increasing value. More people coming into SHIB, more value. It's a no-brainer. The fact that people are selling it is insane. But that's your prerogative. Everybody has a different plan to get out or into SHIB. And yes, I talked about this in the previous video, which was just a few minutes ago. We are trying to set up the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle, the new website, for May the 12th. A very important date, right? May 12th. Remember this back in 2021? Vladimir Putin burned 410 trillion. We want to commemorate that burn with a massive burn of our own, right? So selling tickets, absolutely, but we need everybody to start talking about it. And all the exchanges should be talking about the SHIB 50/50 raffle, because what does it do for them? Increases volume. Volume means money. Money means able to do things that they weren't able to do before. increases their wealth. And then when we have a massive reduction in SHIB circulating supply, we do see a bit of retraction the first few days, but then they see the value of it and it starts to do what? Pick up steam. Does it do it right away? No, we have a massive consolidation period of around 3 to 4 days, even a month or two before it takes off. It doesn't take off right away. That's why we say to the other exchanges, pay attention to when you do the burn. Don't do them rapidly, because doing them rapidly isn't going to give you any more money at the end of the day. So what you want to do is you want to burn it massive amounts, let people absorb that information, and then once they start buying massive quantities using your exchange, because you only have a few exchanges to use. Massive love shout out to Babe's channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, I did this earlier. Yes, but I was trying to do something that wouldn't go through on this platform for whatever reason that is. Over the phone it has no problem, but on the computer it was glitching on me. I'm Will, your host of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. We're trying to commemorate the day of May 12th, where Vladimir burned his 410 trillion SHIB. Repeated it now 4 times for everybody. And we're going to call it a night, guys. I want to thank every single person that comes on. I want to make sure that everybody makes a comment, like, subscribe, and you want to subscribe to the channel so you can stay informed. We're live every single day, or we try to be live every single day. Last week, I was sick. I wasn't able to come on and do it, but our raffle, the website was only hit like 12 times. 6 people? No, it was 12 people, 24 views, something like that. It was insane. Anyway, we're going to say God bless you. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from wherever you are in the world. Make sure you like and subscribe. Keep yourselves informed of what's going on with the raffle and with the amount of people who want to come in and take part and see where SHIB's going to go in the future, because we are on a roll right now. And with a massive burn of 235,000%, I can just imagine what that number is once it comes out. Yeah, 234,584% burn. So once that comes out, everybody realistically should be buying massive amounts of SHIB right away. These burns are legitimate once they reach the burn. There's no retraction. No retraction whatsoever. And really appreciate everybody coming in and making a comment, because it helps progress the channel. And remember that 80% of everything we take in from this channel goes directly into the reduction of SHIB circulating supply, and we do that live, separate from the raffle, of course. Now, is this financial advice? Absolutely not. The raffle is what it is. It's 50% goes towards the winner, 50% goes towards the reduction of SHIB circulating supply. Now, we do have a maximum that we pay per person, 1 million pounds of SHIB. Not pounds. We don't pay pounds. We pay it in SHIB. You get it in SHIB. Then if you transfer it, you transfer it. You sell it, you sell it. If you do, you can do whatever you want with it. Swap it for Bitcoin. Do whatever you like with it. Put it into a G2. What is it? Hold on 2 seconds. I can tell you right now. G2 mining. G2 mining. Yeah, go mining. Sorry, go mining. Massive love shout out to Babe's channel. Massive love shout out to Wena. Massive love shout out to Jason Cox. Massive love shout out to Prince, my trustee. Massive love shout out to Jason M, Ethan M. Massive love shout out to Ryan, DJ. Massive love shout out to you guys. Massive love shout out to every single person on the planet. India, the 7 continents, Antarctica, Africa, Asia, the Philippines, Russia, China, Japan. Massive love shout out to you. Remember, we don't get caught up into the characteristics of each of the countries. It's got nothing to do with the politics, anything like that. We don't talk about here. We don't talk about predictions, because to do a prediction in SHIB is ridiculous, in our personal opinion, because we already talked about the golden goose. You're not going to, what would you want to do a prediction on the golden goose? Whether or not someone's going to burn any or none, they're just going to hold on to the goose. Ethereum did that. They're paying the price for it now. because BlackRock has bought an enormous amount of SHIB. Binance owns a lot of SHIB. Crypto.com owns a lot of SHIB. OKX owns 10 trillion SHIB. India owns 30 trillion SHIB. Just to give you a hint of just who owns what. And will you see any burns from India? Probably not. They've banned cryptocurrencies in their country. There's still ways around it. Don't want to get involved in that. Canada's come up with some really silly laws on the eastern country, on the eastern part of the country for SHIB cryptocurrencies. They're not allowed to invest any more than $56,000 or $50,000, but there's ways around it. You can go to a D5 central account, like a trust wallet, move it because you got. Once you go on to an account, you just move it to a trust wallet. From a trust wallet, you can do whatever you want with it, and back and forth, that kind of thing. So to get rid of the VPN. So if anyone's interested in that concept, just leave me a comment at the bottom. We'll talk about it. We'll get you right in there with that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm Will, your host. Thank you so much. My wife keeps telling me to stop doing this, stop saying goodbye, and then come back on and talk about something else. Don't do that. But I'm live. It's hard, especially when you got people coming on and you want to make sure that you're giving everybody a right to talk. So yeah, I'm Will, your host. Thank you so much for coming in, and we really appreciate everybody. This is the second round. And yeah, so if you watched it the first time, you probably don't want to watch it the second time. But yeah, just to give you a heads up. Cheers, everybody. God bless each and every one of you. Take good care of yourselves. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from wherever you're on the world. Ooh, there you go. There you go.